happy Friday, and thanks for tuning into RadioFreeRhinecliff.org and this show in particular. Correct me if I'm Norm. I'm your host, Norm, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight with Mr. David, quote, Dave Scheer. Thanks for being here, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Dave is not really a Rhinebeck resident. He doesn't really work here, but we've sort of found a loophole to have him on tonight because he spends a lot of time visiting with his sister, who is a Rhinecliff resident and the producer extraordinaire of this program and many other programs on RadioFreeRhinecliff.org, Jen Hammoud.
Hi, and that would be Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck?
Yeah, not Rhinecliff.
Oh, did I say Rhinecliff?
I wish.
Well, yeah.
They won't let me in.
Who won't let you in?
The Rhinecliffers. I'm not cool enough.
But the Rhinebeck people let you in, and they let you in, Dave.
They do let me in. So does this count as being a Nepo baby?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a complaint line where people can call and say, hey, you got a Nepo baby on there.
Oh, wait. Should I get a beverage? You want a beverage, Dave?
No, it's too early, I think. Or sorry, it's too late.
Whatever it is. Well, Dave, where do you call home when you don't call your sister's house home?
I would say Brooklyn, mainly.
Okay.
But I also split my time between Brooklyn and the North Fork of Long Island. I had a house out there as well.
Oh, sweet. And do you work out there remotely?
Yeah, I can work from out there remotely. I can work from Brooklyn remotely. And I also go into the office a couple times a week.
Right. And you work remotely from Jen's house here in the fabulous village of Rhinebeck?
I do. I even have my computer and monitor set up right now at her dining room table.
Oh, you do?
It's great.
Oh, well, there you go. So you do work in Rhinebeck.
Good point.
You're no longer a Nepo baby.
That's right.
You're
This week in particular,
interviewing.
I do work in Rhinebeck.
And how long have you been up here? You say this week. Did you come up for all
I came
the
up
holidays?
early Wednesday morning.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve morning. I drove my nephew up. He had gotten in the night before from a whirlwind trip in Asia, and so drove him up for the holidays.
Sweet. So he'd flown into one of the New York airports.
To JFK.
Picked him up.
Or he found his way to my apartment. New Yorkers don't pick people up at the airport.
Yeah, no. It's the ultimate, good deed. I picked my kids up at the airport, but I'm no longer sort of a New Yorker. I'm just a Rhinebecker. And I think that's acceptable.
It's great. I maybe next time I'll pick him up.
Yeah. I can see him holding his breath right now. And when you work from all these various locations, what kinds of things are you doing?
Well, I'm an employee of a very large consulting and brokerage firm, and it's called Willis Towers Watson, or WTW for short.
Uh-huh.
And my area of expertise is health care, health benefits, health insurance.
Okay. And so it's a huge sort of consulting kind of place?
It's grown over time, and there was one side of it that I grew up on that was consulting to very large organizations, and then there's another side that is more what we call brokerage, so more like placing insurance business.
Oh, okay.
And fun fact about my company, there's the Sears Tower in Chicago. It used to be the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
It's now called the Willis Tower.
Huh.
But everyone still calls it the Sears Tower. But my company got the naming rights on the cheap 15 years ago.
Really? How much is on the cheap?
I don't know, but my company doesn't spend that kind of money. So it must have been when Sears was filed for bankruptcy. We picked it up.
That's hilarious. So they don't own the building.
We don't own the building. We do have a few floors in that tower.
But they somehow, I like your theory. Sears is going bankrupt. They're like, hey, I wonder who's going to have the naming rights to this. And somehow they procured them from either Sears or the building owner.
Yeah, whoever owns the building, probably.
I love that.
Yeah. The other thing that's funny is...
I want to start naming buildings after me.
It used to just be called Willis.
Uh-huh.
And they merged with Towers Watson, which is where I grew up at. And for a while, the former CEO was very insistent. You have to always use the full name, Willis Towers Watson. So it's the Willis Towers Watson Tower.
I like that. Do Chicagoans get a kick out of that name?
Yeah, they still call it the Sears Tower.
Right.
They just roll their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, there are buildings like that. Maybe I'm just showing my age, like the Pan Am building, New
Right,
York City.
right.
I don't
Yep.
know who owns that now. MetLife had it
MetLife
for
has
a
the
while.
naming rights, but yeah.
Oh, they do,
But
yeah.
I don't even think MetLife is in that building anymore.
Yeah. Huh. Well, so if you could name any building in the world after you, the David Scheer Tower, or David Scheer like tenement, which building would you choose?
Oh, well, I think this one's for my sister, the Flatrion building.
The Flatrion building?
Flatiron building.
Right there on 23rd and 5th? The Flatrion building. It's really a pretty building.
It is.
And-
It's the first skyscraper in New York City.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Huh. How tall is it? Like,
I don't know, like 20 stories.
is it? Yeah, it's not,
even that tall.
It's not super tall. I was
But
going
for
to
the
guess.
time, for the
I was
time it
going to guess
was
12.
Yeah.
It's such a peculiar and beautiful
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have one of those corner offices in the Point. So the WTW headquarters is in Chicago, and
No, I think technically we're headquartered in Ireland,
oh, wow.
but we just maybe we used to be headquartered in Chicago. I'm not really sure. I don't know how it came to be, but I think it's pretty cool.
And when you go into the office, where is the office you mostly go into?
We're in Brookfield Place, which used to be World Financial Plaza. It's Battery Park City, basically.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're familiar. Like American Express is based there.
Yeah.
And it basically feels like you're in New Jersey, but technically you're still in Manhattan.
Right. And how did you get to this place, WTW?
Right out of college, it was my first job.
Wow. And have you been there ever since college?
I started for a year in Westchester, and I really hated it. And then I ended up transferring to a much better job in Boston, where I worked for several years.
Still with Willis.
Yeah. And then
What was the first job that you hated with them?
it was this back office database job, and it was just soul crushing, mind numbing, boring.
Good for you for getting out of
Yeah,
that.
so I was applying for this other job in DC, and then I made train friends because I lived in Manhattan and I did the reverse commute, and there was maybe 4 or 5 people that did that. So I made all these train friends with people that I thought were so old, and they were probably like 28, but so like, you know, wise and mature. And one of them was like an HR recruiter, and he's like, "Oh, we're interviewing for this position in Boston. I think you'd be great for it." And I did, and you know, I really loved the people, and I really liked the work there. So yeah, I ended up moving to Boston, and then, you know, a few years later, I'm like, well, what do I want to do next? And you know, I ended up going to grad school there
In Boston.
In Boston, yeah. And so I went to grad school full time, and they let me stay on and work part time.
Who's they?
Well, it was called Towers Parent at the time, but now it's WTW.
Okay.
And it was, you know, I benefited. It was 1999 when I went to grad school, and it was the first tech boom, really tight labor market, and they agreed to pay for my tuition if I worked part-time and without any strings at the end. And I'm like, well, how do I turn this down?
Right.
So, yeah,
I'm sorry. I think we might have missed. What was the school that you went to for grad school?
I went to Harvard School of Public Health.
Is that a local junior college or community college?
It's part of the Harvard University conglomeration.
Oh, conglomerate. Here it says the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health.
That is what it's called now. It was not called that.
What was it
then.
called back
Just
then?
Harvard School of Public Health.
Uh-huh.
They didn't sell their naming rights until later on.
And so were you sort of already? I'm sorry, I missed out on the auction for the name rights. So you were working in public health at the time, or
No.
adjacent?
I was doing basically the same thing I'm doing now, just at a much more junior level. And I thought I always really liked healthcare and health policy, and so I thought about like an MBA. I thought about an MPA, and I met some interns at my company that studied public health, and they encouraged me to apply for those programs. So I applied to a few of them, but then,
Right.
you know, when I got into Harvard and I could stay at my job, and it just, you know, it seemed like the stars aligned.
And so you were like 26 or something when you went back to grad school?
Sounds about right.
Okay. And you said at that age, your own testimony, that you always liked healthcare and health policy.
I even liked it when I was in college. I spent a semester and a summer in DC, and like it was Hillary Clinton healthcare reform, and I think that's what really sparked my interest in it originally.
Okay. The idea that there was this groundswell of change and it was going to, this thing that historically everybody loves to hate, was maybe going to start working better for the people.
Yeah, and it was an interesting time. It was, managed care was taking off, and it was really changing the way healthcare was being delivered, and it was addressing costs and affordability, and it was. I guess the '90s were an exciting time, and a lot has changed since then. But I kind of got swept up in all that, and then I decided I wanted to study it further in school and see other perspectives of the healthcare system outside of employer healthcare and benefits, and it was great.
And what were some of the eye-opening other perspectives you were exposed to?
I mean, I think it was really cool because we had like physicians, nurses, lawyers. We had a big international crew, so folks from Europe and Asia. So just really different folks that came from different healthcare systems. And it was really, I thought it was great to learn more about like the provider perspective, hospitals. I learned about, I think more on like the financial side, how that worked.
And is that where you are now, the financial side of healthcare?
No, I mean, the irony is as much as I, really broadened my exposure to it, I'm, in many ways, I'm still in the same field that I started in. I mean, the industry has changed a lot, so
right.
I've had to change and adapt and grow. And healthcare is a lot different now than it was 25 years ago. But but I did try other things. I got really interested in this research track when I was there. It was called Health Economics and Outcomes Research, and I think the most well-known application is probably in the pharmaceutical sector. So it's like really evaluating sort of very specific intervention. So a certain type of drug or a certain type of surgery or a certain type of medical device, and whether it's almost like doing a cost-benefit analysis. Like, is this going to improve people's lives, and at what cost? And kind of thinking about it that way, not just from a pure like clinical safety efficacy profile. So anyway, I really liked that. Ended up studying that more my second year, and then I actually left WTW, Willis Towers parent back then, and I got a job doing that for a very small consulting firm for about a year. And I thought, oh, this is great, because maybe I want to get a PhD in this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that being sort of the intersection of efficacy and economic viability.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I found my new path forward, and this is what I want to be doing.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I was very excited about it, and then a couple weeks into it, I'm like, I think I hate this. And
why the turnaround?
I think when I was studying it in school, I always loved school. I was a great student. I just loved like working on projects, and it just was fun, but it was short term, and it's like, okay, the project's over, the class is over, let's move on. When I took this job and I spent 8 months working on a single model, like economic model or whatever it was, pharmacoeconomic model. I think that's what it was called.
Pharmacoeconomic
model. It was for a multiple sclerosis drug. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing every day in, day out. Me in my office. And I'm like, I miss the collegiality that I had in my old job. And I wasn't that interested in it. So I'm like, well, if I'm not that interested in it now, how can I go back to school and study this for another 4 years?
Right. Smart.
So it was, I went through that was a tough year for me, but I think I made the right call. And then I decided to go back and, do what I had enjoyed. I just thought like, you shouldn't do the same thing for your entire career. You should try something new. But I think it's okay to say, hey, I tried something short term, it wasn't for me, and I'm going back.
Oh, it's great. That's so good. And so how would you describe to somebody now exactly what you do in this industry?
That's tough, but
Yeah.
no, I work with large jumbo employers, probably household. Some of them are household names that you've probably heard of, and they might have 50,000 employees in the U.S. and they might spend upwards to like $1 billion on their employee benefits, and so they spend so much on it. The costs are so high, and it's so tied to attracting and retaining and engaging your talent that these companies hire experts who help them manage the financials. That's a big part of it. So we are the largest employer of actuaries, but also kind of help with their strategy, their design, who their insurance, we call them carriers, who their carrier partners are going to be. It's a fair amount of work, and they've like all corporate America corporations, they've had to become much leaner. They don't have the staff and resources, so again, kind of further reliance on their consultants and broker partners to do the work for them. And so that's what I do. Because I work with these large complex companies, I only have maybe six clients or so. So it's
Right.
It's a lot of work, but it's manageable. It's not, I have some colleagues that work with smaller clients and they have like 20 or 30, and I don't envy them. So
Right.
that's
So you're helping them figure out a more efficient way to like offer better benefits to their employees? Is that
pretty much
sort of it?
Yeah. And also, manage their costs and financials, and
Right.
and it's healthcare is actually crazy right now. Costs are going up by the most in the last 20 years.
Why is that?
Why is that? That is a good question.
Is it? I mean, and people like to say like, "Oh, it's corporate greed." When the CEO makes 280 times the lowest paid employee, and
Yeah.
and healthcare CEOs especially,
Yeah, I think it's
people love to hate them. Ask Luigi.
I think coming out of COVID, there was a spike in inflation. I think healthcare inflation has maybe a 3-year lag to general inflation, so we're still dealing with some of that. You probably read about in the news these really high-profile hospital system negotiations. So like New York Presbyterian and Aetna are negotiating, and they're about to break up, and they just can't come to a resolution. And then at the last minute, they come to a resolution, and it's probably New York Presbyterian saying, "Hey, we need 10% rate increases," and then Aetna is going to pass it along to the people who are
Right.
purchasing healthcare, which are either generally their employers and sometimes they're individuals, as you know. So I think our system has a lot of structural flaws, unfortunately, and we're just in this upswing of cost. There's lots of other reasons too that I won't get into, but I'd say the pharmaceutical prices are one of them. Sorry, Lynn, but
Right.
it happens to be true.
Oh, Lynn. Sorry, Lynn. So WTW they're not a healthcare insurance company.
No,
They're
We're-
healthcare insurance adjacent.
Yeah, we're a middle person when you think about it.
Right. And who is your healthcare insurance company? It's not going to get you in trouble for saying, is it?
Sometimes I forget. It's Anthem.
Anthem.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And you forget because do you jump around often?
Not often, but I think 2 years ago we changed. It had been Aetna for a while, and then
We being,
my company.
so the whole company changed. to
Yeah,
Anthem.
yeah. Where my company works with consultants who are some of my colleagues who advise them on what they should be doing, and they said, hey, you should switch who your plans are, and so
Those outside consultants
No.
consulting
No.
the consultants of the consultancy.
it's called the house account.
Okay. Interesting. And if I were a client of WTW, I'd be especially interested in who WTW has chosen as their insurance carrier. I'd be like, you know what, hook me up with them. I guarantee you looked really deep, and Anthem's the good place.
Yeah, I think there's regional differences, so I think that's often how it's selected.
Right.
And then different lots of different variables that we look at. So.
Right. Huh. And what about when Obamacare came around, the Affordable Care Act? What did you think of that at the time?
Well, I was shocked that it was passed.
Yeah.
But I was happy because, it was, what was there, 45 million, 50 million uninsured and 20 million underinsured at the time. And, it's something that had been talked about since, I don't know, the 40s and then the 70s and the 90s and all these at-bats and attempts. And, finally something happened, and far from perfect. But so I think personally I was excited about it. I think professionally, the irony is these types of laws and regulations are actually good for business, because at least in the short term, because they create a lot of complexity that means our clients need to rely on us even more in the short term.
It's fun.
So yeah, it created a lot of the tenets in the original Obamacare actually no longer exists, but there was a lot of financial modeling and thinking through tax implications and thinking through should we stay in the business of providing employer-sponsored healthcare, or should we exit? There were a lot of sort of fundamental foundational questions, but a lot of that has gone away. I think now there's less direct involvement around the Affordable Care Act, but the one thing that is problematic that's happening right now is with the subsidy, the expanded subsidies that are now lapsing thanks to the current administration. There are gonna be millions of people that can't afford the individual market, can't afford their ACA coverage anymore.
I'm already hearing from friends.
Yeah.
Facebook is packed with people complaining about that.
Yeah. And so when that happens, that just puts even more pressure on providers, on hospitals. There's going to be more, we call it uncompensated care. And that means they're going to raise their prices even more on, we call it commercial, but that's really code for employer coverage. So it's even going to make the current healthcare cost crisis
so that they
much
can
more,
so they can cover the costs of the uncompensated care.
Exactly.
Which is because they can't refuse somebody in the ER if they don't have insurance.
That's right.
I wonder if people really know that. I mean, I might have heard that, but I'm sure I forgot that.
Yeah.
So they can't refuse care in the ER, but they can work like mad to try and get blood from the stone to collect afterwards, right?
Yeah, they can certainly go after you, and
Right.
I think medical bankruptcy is maybe the number one form of bankruptcy in the country.
Right.
And even today,
and
right?
number 500 in the world.
Yeah.
It's just not like that anywhere.
Yeah. So it's already a problem, and then it could get, it could be exacerbated, or it will be exacerbated by folks losing coverage starting 1/1.
Right. Oof. And so what effects will that have? I guess that's one of the things your company probably has a white paper on, and long-term effects of that shift.
Yeah. I think we call it, or the industry calls it cost shifting. So it's, it's the balloon. So you squeeze the balloon, in one place, right? With the, whether it's trying to control Medicare, Medicaid, ACA subsidies, but the rest of the sector, the commercial employers, individuals are going to have to pay for it. So it's, it's going to take a real, political change to address this the way it needs to be addressed.
And it's not happening in the near future, is it?
No. Not going to happen with the midterms. It could happen if...
Did you say it could happen with the midterms?
No,
it's not
going to happen
right.
with the midterms.
No.
But...
And it's weird because the voters want this thing to be fixed.
The voters like the Affordable Care Act like their coverage. I mean, I'm sure they don't love it, but they probably like having coverage, but they hate Obamacare.
Well, how are they different?
They're not different.
Okay, good.
But
The
that's like
whole other thing.
those Tea Party signs that say something like, government, stay out of my Medicare.
Right. You said earlier about the ACA that it's far from perfect. What are some of its major shortcomings, you think? And then we'll move on to something else. I'm sorry to spend so much time on this.
I think, the political reality was they had to create this patchwork of different measures to get it passed. So it's like, well, let's let kids up to 26 stay on their parents' plan. Let's enhance Medicaid. Let's create markets, state level markets for without pre-existing condition requirements. So they tried to do a lot of things that they thought people would find palatable, but it makes it very complex. It makes the system very vulnerable to what we're seeing now with these types of changes that could result in a significant loss of coverage. And it puts a lot at the state level, and a lot of states didn't want to rise to the occasion. So they didn't set up their own state exchanges, so the federal government had to do it. States didn't want to enact expanded Medicaid, which, by the way, is the single biggest, it is the single biggest expansion of insurance, of coverage from the Affordable Care Act. And I know some people probably don't have a favorable opinion of Medicaid, but it probably brought coverage to 20 million people.
I had it. It saved my life.
Yeah. And I think that doesn't get enough credit. And, I think, Obama and his team deserve a lot of credit for that. But that's under assault as well, or will be, I think, starting in 2027.
Right.
So anyway, I think the political reality is they had to do it in this patchwork way, but like I said, it makes it very vulnerable to attack.
Right.
Whereas, probably, I think we would all agree, maybe a more a bigger overhaul, moving to some form, I'm not going to say universal health care, but some kind of change in the system, or a Medicare for all or something like that might be more effective, but just wasn't politically viable.
Yeah, I don't know why so many people just hear that and hate that. What, Medicare for all? It's communism. I don't know why that has so much negative power out in the voting public. Yeah.
I don't know
just
either. I mean,
you don't need to hazard
that
a
would
guess.
put me out of a job, but I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Especially now that, I'm 52 and
Eyeing retirement?
I am definitely eyeing retirement.
And what do you think you would do in your retirement?
I don't know. I don't think I want to fully retire.
Right.
I wouldn't mind at some point maybe working 3 days a week, doing what I do, or doing what I do somewhere else, taking a step back. Maybe right now I lead these very large, complex client engagements, and that's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of stress and pressure, which I'm fine with. But maybe I could take a step back. Somebody else can do that, and I can be a number 2 person.
Right.
So still do the work, but not be the the guy that's on the line.
Right. Did you ever have your own company doing this kind of stuff?
No.
I mean, that's what it would be like in effect.
I would love to do that, actually. Not just maybe do some contract gigs here and there.
Right. And
I could do that.
Does WTW work with any municipalities or states or?
They do. It's not a big part of our business, but they do.
Right.
I have colleagues in Boston that work with the state of Massachusetts.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Huh. All right, one last question. Sorry, I'm just curious about all this. The pre-existing conditions exclusion is something that people find very easy to wrap their minds around. The rest of the shit is so freaking complicated. Is that likely to fall? Coverage for pre-existing
they would
conditions?
have to repeal. They would either have to amend or repeal the ACA for that to go away. That's not something you can do with effectively with an executive order.
Right.
And that is substantive, so I think that would require, 60 votes in the Senate to get passed.
Oh, all right.
And
good.
It would be widely unpopular, so I can't imagine that would happen.
The current administration seems to do a lot of widely unpopular things. Actually, I say that because I don't like them, but every administration does a lot of wildly unpopular things.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oof. Did you ever think about getting into the political end of all of this, being a lobbyist or?
No. I mean, I think when I was in college and in DC, I really enjoyed that experience and going to different events and sponsored by these different be like AARP or the teachers union or whatever, right? So like getting that kind of exposure and seeing who the players were, and so I guess at that point, what was that be 30 plus years ago? I was like, oh yeah, I like this culture, I like this environment. So yeah, I mean, I guess I considered it back then, but shortly thereafter, not so much.
Right. Huh. So flash forward to you've got a handful of clients, you're working 3 days a week. It's great. It's kind of semi-retired. What are you doing the other 4 days a week?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, don't make me ask your sister.
I have the answer.
Well,
I always have the answer.
Oh, yeah. Are you the big sister or the little sister?
Yes.
I'm not going to guess. I'm going to guess little sister.
She's my older sister.
There you go.
But I'm probably twice her size.
I see her all the time. I had to guess little sister.
I don't know. I'd like to travel more. I like wine a lot, and like where I am in the North Fork, there's all these wineries. So it'd be kind of fun to like work in the tasting room, front of the house, pour wine for people, make people happy with wine.
Love that idea for you.
Get more into food and cooking as well. I don't know what else.
And
maybe try to be better about exercising. I don't know.
Yeah, that's easy. I find that very simple, to be better about exercising. Just give up. So what kinds of wines are you particularly fond of? What are some of the most memorable wines you've ever tasted?
Yeah, I guess I like, I do like Italian reds a lot, although I don't know much about them, but I like Zinfandels a lot, which people think is the same grape as Primitivo, so they think it's Italian.
But is it not the same grape? So Primitivo is an Italian red.
Yes.
But it's not.
They think the Zinfandel, like people from Italy snuck over Primitivo and planted it, and they've done genetic tests, and they're 99% the same.
So Zinfandel is a New World designation.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in some wine clubs. I'm in one that's where I get mainly Zinfandels from this winery called Sagacio. So I brought 4 bottles up for the holiday.
Oh, nice.
And I have a giant wine fridge in my second bedroom in Brooklyn. It takes up about half the room.
Wow.
And you can see it when I'm on my Teams calls on video.
I love that. And how many bottles do you have? Are you a collector?
I mean, I guess I am. It's just that I can't drink as much as I buy, so I'm more of a storer than a collector. But sure, I'm a collector.
What's the difference between the two?
I think intent.
Okay, intent.
I probably have like 80 bottles in there, and I probably have like another 40 in the North Fork.
And what's the bottle in there that you're like, no, it's not a special enough occasion yet?
Yeah, I have a bunch from like Napa and Sonoma trips I took maybe in the last 10 years, and I'm saving them for something. I don't know why. I should crack them open.
And what are they? These precious bottles?
They're mostly cabs. Cabs or Zinfandels.
And who are some of the vineyards who you like?
I like Cake Bread.
Oh yeah.
And Honig.
And have you been out that way to like Napa and Sonoma and done the tours
maybe
there?
3 or 4 times. I love it. I mean, it's far, but I would go every year.
Right.
I'm dying to go back to Napa and get a reservation at French Laundry. That would be fun.
Huh. Yeah, I think the woman who started that was here. Was she not?
Oh, you mean Chez Panisse or?
Oh, Chez Panisse, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going there too.
Yeah.
Alice Waters.
Yeah.
French Laundry is the per se guy.
Oh, okay.
Thomas Keller.
Oh, right. Oh, yum. And you said you like to cook as well. If
I've
somebody's
heard you like to cook.
I like to cook. If somebody's coming over for dinner and you like really want to impress them, and what's the dish you make that always turns out great?
Oh gosh.
Fish taco.
I was actually going to say fish tacos.
Well, that must be the
That's
answer.
a summertime thing.
And
But
what kind of fish do you use for that?
usually cod,
Uh-huh.
and I grill the fish, and then but it's all about the sides.
And what goes in? What are the sides?
I make this like cabbage salad that's like kind of pickled a bit with vinegar, pickled onions, crema. What else? I like the corn tortillas, like the soft corn ones. They're
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah, a lime, lots of just fresh lime. It's just delicious.
My mouth just started watering.
So good.
Fish tacos.
Fish
And-
tacos.
And what do you order the sides with that? What other dishes go along with that? Is there a rice dish
No,
or
just fish tacos.
just fish tacos? And is there what kind of wine would you pair with your fish
I
tacos?
would probably do white wine.
Yeah.
My favorite white wine is probably like a Sancerre,
Uh-huh.
like Sauvignon Blanc, but I particularly like Sancerre.
Right.
I have expensive taste. What can I say?
And you even made your turkey for Thanksgiving was so delicious, not dry. It was. I think you should be going to Thanksgiving from this point forward.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. In the North Fork place, is it a year-round place?
it's year round. Yeah,
Oh, Thanksgiving at the North Fork. Come on.
if we could figure out how to get. I don't know if we could fit everyone to sleep, but we'd figure it out.
Yeah.
We were in Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn, that's pretty good. And where are you in Brooklyn?
I'm in Prospect Heights. I'm right at Grand Army Plaza.
Ooh, fancy.
My building is not fancy.
Oh.
My garage is fancy though. My car lives in a fancy building.
It does? It's a different building from where you live?
Yeah, I'm in like a 48 unit
I see.
building, but there's a Richard Meyer, this famous architect. This
Sure.
all glass building is at the end of my block.
Yeah, he fucked up the West Village when I lived there.
Yeah,
With
and then I
his
think he got
glass
Me
boxes.
Too'd or something. Something happened.
did he?
to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Fucking
right,
dudes,
yeah,
come on.
it's all over the West Village too. I forgot about that.
yeah. Yeah, I say fucked up. They're actually pretty nice
Yeah.
glass boxes.
I don't mind. You know, it breaks up all the brick. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's where my car is parked. So
And dare I ask, I'm just curious, what does a Brooklynite pay for monthly parking?
it did go up. It's I think it's $5.75, which
Fucking nuts.
yeah, but it's less than you'd pay in Manhattan.
I love that. Is that
We can
is that-
we can
is it-
rationalize that.
Is that the kind of logic you bring to your professional career?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Huh. And what kind of, it must be like a Rolls Royce or a fancy Corvette or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
really precious
Yeah, not an Audi Q3.
to have. And it's 525 plus whatever it is, right? Like the 18.25% New York City parking tax.
No, it's $5.75 all in.
Okay.
So it's like I said, it's a
Look at you.
It's a steal.
It's a steal. Huh.
It's like they're paying me.
Practically.
Practically.
Yeah. And how often do you use the car?
Not very often.
Uh-huh.
No, I do. I try to in the off season. I try to go up twice a month if I can.
Yeah.
And well, for me, I only like to use my car to get out of the city. If I'm in the city, then public transportation all the way.
Right. And did you ever consider like alternate side of the street parking, doing that fucking thing? Switching
There was a year.
sides
There was
3 or 4 times
a few months when I wasn't working, and I gave up my garage back then to save money, and I literally had nothing else to do, and it drove me nuts.
Right.
And so I'm like, I don't think I can do this with a job.
So if they're practically paying you to park your car, how do you save money by not parking the car? Just a point of order.
No, I'm thinking it's a big expense, but
Yeah.
I think, and I thought of alternatives. I'm like, maybe I can park, in downtown Brooklyn and get a spot that's $200 less. But I just thought it'd be really inconvenient and sort of kill the joy associated with having a car. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass
So,
having a car in the city.
Unless
Unless you have the driveway.
I didn't learn this from my parents, but I'm very much at the stage where I just throw money at it.
You
You
throw
have a
money
problem, throw money at it.
And why do you say you didn't learn that from your parents? Were they frugal?
Have you met my parents?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
That's not.
Yes, they are frugal.
Uh-huh.
And but they were able to prioritize and spend their money on what they thought was the most important, which is their kids' education and retirement, and I think it worked for them.
And and now they're both still alive.
They're both still alive.
How are they doing now? Do they look back and think, oh shit, we should have spent more money going to the Copa Club, or
I don't think so, but I think at 83 they are like, oh yeah, we can afford to do these things, and
We didn't have to keep the heat at 55.
Yeah.
Jen undress and dress in front of the woodburn.
No, but-
we could have spent a little bit more money.
No, I don't. That's
No, we
that's you. That's wishful thinking on your part. I think they're forward looking. They're like,
Wishful thinking.
we can take these fancier trips that we want to, and I don't know. Dad's obsessed telling the story about buying the brand of cottage cheese that he likes, which is Friendship, even if it's $1 more, because he's at the point in his life where he feels more comfortable with money.
fuck it, I'm getting the fancy cottage cheese. Small curd or large curd? Yeah.
That's not the point.
And so what Jen said, I mean, was that really your childhood? Was it pretty Spartan? Like, did you have a wood stove? Where did you grow up?
Well, this was the house in Spring Valley.
Oh, in Spring
And they
Valley.
I was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6, and they got a wood burning stove in the living room. And my dad thought that could be the source of heat, the primary source of heat. But, the living room is here, and then all the way at the other end of the house are the bedrooms. So
Right.
there's maybe a flaw in the plan there. So, yeah, it got cold.
You have to feed it at night.
Right. And
And did that fall on you?
the graveyard shift and didn't arrive to
Did
feed
either
the
of you-
fireplace? No.
You kids.
He wouldn't let us near it.
I was like 7.
And what was Dad doing at the time?
He was chopping wood, and we'd be
Yeah,
in the car, and he'd like pull over the side of the road, and he'd see a pile of wood, and he'd grab it and throw it in the trunk. He was obsessed with wood. Wait, that sounds dirty.
Yeah, it sounds great. I was going to ask how Mom felt about that. But it's a family show.
And it was an activity, and it was exercise, and it was an interest. So I think she encouraged it.
So children of the pathologically frugal will go a couple of different ways. One is like, fuck that, I'm not going to be that way. I'm going to buy the fancy cottage cheese whenever I please. And others become sort of like take it on and become very frugal themselves.
Yeah. So we might have one of each in this family.
I'm guessing. And I'm guessing that the very frugal one is this one here, producer extraordinaire, Jen Hammoud. So you see this. Do you tease your sister about that?
I don't think do I tease you about it? I don't think so.
Dave, such as, what are the other things you tease her about? She opened the door. We can talk about it now.
I don't know.
It's flattery on.
Flattery on. Well,
Flattery
How I
on.
raised my children.
did I tease you about how you raise your children?
Your children are so awesome.
Well, thank you. I think so.
Yeah.
I let
The movie had
free range.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we were on the same page at some point when I let them just wander around naked and wearing like a cape.
Well, Dave didn't dare to have kids, did you?
I didn't have kids, no. And
Right.
yeah. I mean,
And-
I didn't. Yeah, they're your kids. I just, I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't I wasn't prepared for like a naked 2-year-old crawling up and sitting in my lap. but-
No. Yeah. No.
with a cape.
Yeah, just a cape. Well, so let me ask about this, if you don't mind. It's a personal question. Because one sort of alternate future for me was that I never had kids.
Right.
I was close to going either direction. And I had kids and loved it. How do you feel now? What are you, 50-something?
52.
Looking back and not having kids, you wistful?
No, I don't. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I ever wanted kids.
Right.
So, and I mean, my sister and ex-brother-in-law were great and always included me, and I felt like I got to develop a great relationship with my nephews.
Right.
When they were little, when they were,
Oh yeah,
when they were middlings, when they were now that they're young adults. It's so I feel like I've tangentially, that's
Right.
a hard word to say.
He brought them into his food obsessed world.
Food obsessed
So
world.
he introduced them
His-
to the Zagat's Guide, and then you can
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, we would go out to restaurants when they were kids, and they both were food motivated.
Food. Does Zagat's still publish the little book?
No, but the younger one in particular was, he went through a phase. I mean, he might still be going through it, but he went through a phase where he wanted. I was really interested in the best, and the fact that like Zagat's was a book and it had ratings. I think he might have memorized it. At one point, he knew every restaurant, all the ratings, how they broke down. When he was like a little bit older, but he's still a little kid, he'd be like, I have $500 in the bank, and it's your birthday. I can take you to Per Se, or I can take you to
love it.
Masa.
And how old was he at that point?
Like 10. It was so
Right.
cute.
And so did you go to Per
No,
Se?
of course not.
Why not?
That's true.
But
I
what he did
feel like I
was
missed an opportunity.
like Dave would say, okay, I think we have to try like all the best pizza places.
Well, that's
in
true,
New
yeah.
York, and then he would have them rate all the places from the Zagat's point of view.
Wow.
Or sushi, or whatever. Like, I don't remember, there was like a year we would do just pizza. A year we would do just sushi.
We did a lot of
Love
sushi
that.
and pizza.
Have you tried that sushi place in Kingston here, Macchio?
I have not.
People rave about this. I'm not a sushi person. Jen's sort of
Fine.
rolling her eyes. And are you a sushi fan?
I like sushi. I like sitting at the sushi bar
Uh-huh.
and going and getting really good omakase, and where they bring you out one piece at a time and they talk about it, and it turns it into an experience.
And when you order omakase, something I would never have the balls to do, does the chef come out and sort of like to give you a wink, like, "Oh yeah, I love that"?
I don't think I go to a place enough where they actually know me.
But I mean, the order itself is sort of like, we respect your expertise.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you're
I
gonna
mean it's
bring us
usually
some-
on the menu, and I mean most places you can say like personally I don't like uni, so I'll say
Don't like what?
uni, sea urchin.
Oh, okay.
I don't like sea urchin, so I'll just say I'll have the omakase, no uni, and they'll accommodate. So
Right.
you can give them some parameters. They're usually happy to oblige.
And what does sea urchin taste like, or is
Delicious.
It's very salty. To me, it's a texture thing.
right?
Like I just don't like the texture.
But it's all raw fish. You know that, right?
I do now,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm okay. I'm okay with the raw. I'm even okay with the raw shrimp or the raw oysters. It's the not oysters. Well, yes, I do like raw oysters, but the scallops. It's there's something about the texture of the uni I just don't like.
Right. Well, so you've been food focused for
My whole life?
Your whole life. When you look back, what are some of the meals in restaurants that stick out in your mind? Your sister has gasped.
Remember in Barcelona?
Oh, that was really good. Was that the tapas?
Yeah.
What was that called?
I don't know, but we,
So some tapas restaurant.
yes.
But there was like a proper like Michelin star restaurant, and then they had this offshoot that was tapas.
Wow.
It's like tapas 75 or something. I can't remember what it was called, but Commerce. It was Commerce 25.
Do you remember
Anyway,
any of the dishes that you had that just made you go, fuck?
I mean, definitely something with tuna. I can't remember. It was that was a long time ago. That was 2009, I want to say, or 2011.
Also, we went to New Orleans.
Yes, New Orleans. We had a lot of good meals. But where did we go? I can't even remember.
I can't remember either, but it was so good. Remember when we went with Laura?
Laura and Gabe, and it was I had a gift card that we used. That place was great, but can't remember the name.
So-
Sorry.
No, go on.
Oh, I've been wanting to go to Daniel, that restaurant in Upper East Side. I've been wanting to go.
Is that the same Daniel? Boulud?
Yeah, Daniel Boulud.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if people say Danielle or Daniel. I've been wanting to go for a long time, and I know it goes back to the 90s, but I finally went in September, and it was excellent. It did still have that 90s vibe to it, but just like the 5 courses and they come out and they tell you how everything's prepared and they talk to you and spend time with you, and it was great.
We
Because
got a tour.
Oh yeah, then they asked if we wanted a tour of the kitchen,
yeah,
and we did.
fuck yeah,
It was great.
Food nerds,
Yeah.
they're just loving that.
So
And what about here in your third hometown of Rhinebeck? Where are some of your favorite places to eat in here?
well, last night we went to Cinnamon, the Indian restaurant. It was fantastic.
It's fucking amazing,
So
that
good.
place.
So good.
I've eaten Indian food all over the world. Lived in London, ate all their food. Fucking Cinnamon is really,
Really good.
really special.
It's way better than any of the Indian places I order in from in Brookwood.
Right.
and-
Which are still fun and nice and good.
But Cinnamon is we got the rack of lamb. It was or lamb chops. It was so good.
Right.
Excellent.
I don't
and
know
then
how they do that.
more traditional dishes too, like the sag paneer and some kind of chicken dish. It was excellent.
Right.
What else is good here? I used to like this place called The Local,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but that closed a long time ago. That was like one of my all-time favorite. I love their drinks. Their cocktails were amazing. They had
They're
oysters.
really nice.
Their
And
duck two ways.
the what?
I'm obsessed about
Duck
the
two
The
ways?
duck two ways.
So there's an answer. What was the duck two ways like?
Yum. One was the confit.
Yeah, it was a breast and then a confit, the leg confit.
Uh-huh. I wonder what happened to them. I see the woman, Bree, was that her name?
Bren.
Bren. See her around. And Robert, who was the bartender, he bartends around here.
Yeah. And her husband Wes was the chef.
What, are they doing something now?
They just cater for people.
Right. Huh. That's probably a lot more chill than running a restaurant. But it was a good space. I loved the people who ran it. And now that you bring it up, I miss it. But I was just thinking, I want to give a shout out to our neighbor. I can see his house from here. One of the most memorable meals I ever had was at a place in Kingston called Elephant.
That was my favorite.
Oh, I've been there. That's excellent.
And I went there one time, and somebody ordered for me and said, try these things. And every bite was just mind-blowing. And it was really, I'm just thinking about it now. I don't think I remembered how special that was until I posed the question to you.
Hey, you know what else? Other place that my sister brought me to a few years ago. We've been a few times that I really like a lot. It's also super charming. I don't actually know the name, but it's in Stottsburg.
Oh, yeah, River and
River
Post.
and Post. It's excellent, and the building itself is super charming.
Yeah, it's a good venue.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me ask about some other things other than food and insurance.
If we must.
Somebody weighed in with some information about you, the puzzle master, and a expert diver.
Oh yeah, I do love scuba diving.
Yeah, how did you pick that up?
Yeah, I've always loved swimming and being in the ocean ever since I was a little kid. And it was kind of later in life when I discovered the Caribbean, and it's like, oh, you can snorkel, you can see all this really cool fish and sharks and stuff. And so I don't know, it might have been my late 20s or early 30s. I decided to get certified.
And where'd you take the class?
Originally I took it in Boston, and then I never followed through it. But no, I took it in Upper East Side of Manhattan, and I did my pool work at the Y on 14th Street.
Oh, nice.
And then I got my certification in Key West.
Oh, sweet. Your open water dive.
Yeah.
And do you have other certifications like deep water or net dive?
It's called advanced certification, so I can go deeper, deeper depth, and that's it. I mean, there's all sorts of other certifications I can pursue if I wanted to, but I haven't. So yeah, I've probably been on like 200 plus dives.
Oh, wow.
I've been kind of all over the world, not all over the world, but I've been to a lot of places.
And do you keep a log? I think
I used to, and I stopped. And I still have it, but it's like wet and soggy, and now it's like crumbling apart. But yeah, I've been a lot in the Caribbean. I went to Hawaii, Thailand, Indonesia, Bali,
what a blast.
Fiji. Yeah, I've been.
And where'd you go in Fiji?
Fiji, I went to Taveuni.
He's the brave one.
The brave one. Do you feel it's a brave sport, a brave pursuit, scuba diving?
I mean, I think there are risks, but they're relatively low. And I've never gone on a dive without a guide. So,
Right.
And I probably never will, because I just,
Why would you?
I take risks, but I like to manage them as well.
Right. With a guide and a dive buddy.
Yeah.
Often
Yeah.
one and the same.
I mean, oftentimes it's just me. So if there's other people in the group, there almost always are, and so they'll buddy you up, or they don't have to. They're just, say, hey, let's stay as a group. But yeah, I've seen some really, really cool things. My favorite is, when I see a shark.
Yeah.
But usually they're like, reef sharks or nurse sharks. But I just, I see turtles and spotted eagle rays and moray eels. Really, really cool.
Sounds like a blast. Do you have a next dive planned?
I do, actually. Going back to Grand Cayman the last week of January for 2 weeks.
Wow. So 2 weeks, you do like 2 or 3 dives a day, or?
I also like just chilling. So I usually go every other day.
Right.
So I'll probably do like 6 dives while I'm down there.
Sounds great.
Well, and it's really 12. It's like six outings on the boat.
Right. And what kinds of wildlife are you likely to see there?
Same.
Right.
It's mainly just fish. And the coral is really cool too. The formations. If you see like a shark or an octopus or a turtle, it's very exciting.
And is that scary if you see like a shark or a barracuda or an octopus?
No.
Because
I mean, if it was like a great white shark that was 2 feet in front of me, I'd be scared. But
Right.
no, these are they're reef sharks that don't go after humans.
What was the shark that we saw in Grand Cayman when we did the what do you remember?
Oh, we think Lynn and I think it was a tiger shark,
oh wow,
which is
That's a
scary.
big, scary shark.
It was in the distance, but we were pretty sure it was a tiger shark, which is very unusual down there.
right,
But we didn't want to scare everybody that was on the boat.
nice. Is it either a good decision or a terrible decision?
Yeah, right. Like,
Oh,
do
we
we
should've- we should've
cause
warned
a
'em.
panic, or do we? It's
Yeah.
You know what? It's like the movie Jaws. Like, should the police commissioner have closed the beach after the first attack?
What do you think? Let's take.
Well, in hindsight, yeah, right.
yeah.
But he didn't know that at the time. So, wow. So I fell in the same trap as
Was it
Roy
Roy
Scheider.
Scheider? Happens to all the guests here on Correct Me If I'm Norm. They eventually fall in the Roy Scheider Jaws trap, and then I have to tell them that time's up. That it's been an hour, and
That's amazing.
Thanks for coming in and sharing all the interesting stuff. I'm sorry to be on the insurance stuff so much, but I know nothing about it, and so it's interesting to hear an expert.
no, happy to. This was super fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Well, thank you to producer extraordinaire Jen Scheer Hammoud, for hooking me up with this fabulous guest, David Scheer. David, thanks for being here and for being and for working in Rhinebeck, which is fabulous. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a great Friday night and a fabulous weekend. Wait, thanks to the Epicurean. And as I'm looking out the door right here to the studio, they're like redoing it and remodeling. So everybody stop in and see the newly reconfigured Epicurean and get some of their fabulous fares.